Freja might not seem crazy at first, but once you learn how to actually use her movement and land a few big shots, she starts feeling like super unfair, but in a good, rewarding way. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 3 simple rules that make her way easier to get value from, and I hope that you watch how I play her, and you'll see exactly why she's one of the strongest heroes right now, and a lot of people really don't know how to deal with her. All right, to explain Freja, basically Freja's main damage ability relies on her right click and hitting her right clicks with the projectile. Now, I'm going to be explaining the damage numbers and how it works. So every time you shoot a right click, if you press your shift, it resets your right click, your take aim. And the way that the damage number works with it is this. So take aim, if you hit it, if you hit the shot, it does 40 damage. And if you hit a headshot, it does 80 damage, just like her left click does. It does the same amount of damage as her left click if you hit it. Now, the big damage comes from that explosion, the 90 damage of the explosion. So Tracer has 175 health. If we headshot Tracer and it blows up, it should put Tracer at 5 health, which is how it works. And that's also just insane burst damage. I mean, you're basically shooting like Sojourn rails over and over and over again because of how like quickly you can shoot them. Now, her ultimate gets a little bit tricky. So this is how it breaks down with the numbers. But if you hit her ultimate, what happens is it hits the 25 on a direct hit, 90 damage over time, and then 100 for the explosion whenever it pulls everybody together, which equals 215 total. So if you can think about it like this, like if I grab the ultimate here and I say I dash up and I shoot my ultimate and then I hit a right click on top of it, the amount of damage that you can do is just silly. It is just absolutely insane. So I'm going to be going over 3 main roles that go on in this video. So I hope you guys like it. Please like and subscribe. If you like the content, I appreciate all of you. All right, so as we get into the gameplay here, this game is actually going to be me playing Freja on Circuit Royale with my competitive team that I've been playing with lately. So we're going to be going over, this is like a 4.5k scrim. Very high level players are in this game. And I'm going to be showing you exactly how I can apply 3 roles to Freja to win this game. Now, those 3 roles are this, right? I have them written out. So rule number 1 is to fly high and stay alive. So you want to use your updraft to float into angles where enemies can't reach you or you're out of their line of sight. To apply this role here of what I'm thinking is when I fly up in the air, I'm going to be like up here, right? All the way up in the sky. And this team is generally going to be looking at this angle at the bottom. So even though I'm like kind of technically in their line of sight, I'm also kind of technically out of it because I'm all the way up here, which is going to make hitting shots on me quite difficult. You're also going to see how I abuse cover. The second one is going to be the right click. So Freja's right click, which does all of her damage, the take aim that I was explaining. You play for CDs and not kills. What you're trying to do is you're getting them to back off and give you space because they have to, because or else they'll die because of how much damage and pressure you're putting out. You're going to see tons of examples of that. And then greedy tanks is a free punish. If a tank pushes in at all, I showed you in the first example how fast you can deal like an incredible amount of burst damage. You can punish tanks so hard, which is why tanks are always complaining about how good Freja is. So let's get into the gameplay. All right. As we start out here, right now I'm waiting for my tank to come back. My tank actually died early. All right. So as my tank comes back around this corner, my team's actually going for like a weird flank right now, but I'm going to be showing you just how I'm playing it and how I'm thinking about the game. So as my updraft comes off a cooldown, you're going to see me immediately fly to the sky of the entire map, right? Because their team is looking down. Generally, all their team is looking down at my Sigma, applying pressure. And remember, watch my rules of engagement videos of how I time my engagements. I timed this engagement at the same exact time that my Junkrat decided to go in, which meant that they are looking at me now, which is going to give an opportunity for my Junkrat to go in. And it's also going to be allowing to, if I can force any cooldowns, it's going to put them it's going to force them to rotate all the way over here into where Junkrat's going. So we're basically just going to be connecting on these targets at the exact same time. Now, remember rule number 2, I hit 1 right click on Sojourn and it forced Sojourn slide. And you can see this Junkrat about to dunk on them right now. I also hit another nice right click there. But you can see that I'm already trying to just poke them out and how many cooldowns we can force out so fast just by hitting those right clicks and flying to the sky. Super important that you hit those right clicks. All right, now that we cleaned up the fight there, what you want to do is whenever you clean up fights, you usually want to try to take as much of the map as possible until their team gets back. Which means that you want to try to force out cooldowns or try to get as much damage to them as possible while you're still safe. And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm kind of meeting them in their spawn. Like, even though I can't die here, I'm trying to just get any type of cooldown out before they actually get back to the point, just to make it a little bit harder for them to actually try to touch. And that's exactly what we're doing here. And it's already forcing so many cooldowns. It's like really hard for them to play. Now, my tank like accidentally overextends and gets rocked there, which is not good for us, but it's still fine. We can still back out and still play this slow. And you're still going to see like, I'm just waiting for my tank now. In high level play, you need to wait till you have 5 people in order to engage. And I'm still just flying in the air following rule number 1 to just try to hit those right clicks and try to force out anything I can. So right here, I always take the critical health perk. I love being able to see enemies through the wall because it gives me so much vision. Like I can already see where this Sojourn is and I can already see where this Sigma is. And based on that information, I already kind of have knowledge and can generally picture where their supports are going to be, which is usually around this corner, which is going to create a great opportunity for me to swing wide here. And I'm going to create that hallway. Remember, I always talk about hallways. I'm going to create a nice hallway for myself here between these 2 pillars, and that's the only place that they're going to be able to move. Usually, players like to stack in this corner. All right, so their tank ends up pushing forward, and because their tank pushes forward, remember, I can see them through the wall and that they're critical, which allows me to swing, go high ground, and then launch my ult basically in the middle of their entire team. That applies so much pressure to their backline instantly, kills the Alari pylon, forces the Immor out. All of this is a huge win that happens so fast. Like the burst damage of Freya is just unmatchable. Something that you'll see me doing a lot with my Freya gameplay, I don't know if you knew this, but if you don't press your movement keys and you just press dash, like you just press shift, it just launches you straight upwards. So you're going to see me do that here. Wait till I go up. So once I go up here, I take the aim and then I press shift and I don't press my movement keys because I like this angle. And if it just pokes me up just a little bit, I can just hit another free take aim shot on their Sigma. Our Junkrat hits a beautiful tire and we're able to just clean up this fight. But a huge part of this is the amount of pressure that Freya is able to provide against the enemy team is just insanity. So here's another example of why I love the critical health perk. Even though this Sojourn should have gotten out ages ago, I'm able to see Sojourn through the wall, which allows us to just like get that free kill on her. It's just so nice to be able to see low health enemies. It's kind of like the Sombra. Since we won the fight, we're going to be pushing here and we once again want to take as much map space as possible. So I'm going to be trying to play as wide as possible here, which actually might be too wide. And I'm probably going to get punished for it, but you'll see exactly what I'm trying to think. Remember, I'm trying to take map control because I'm trying to force out the enemy's cooldowns. I'm trying to get as much as I can before they reach the point in order for us to give us an advantage in the fight. Now, our Lifeweaver is actually playing way far ahead and is going for a tree trap here, but Lifeweaver actually never communicated that, and so like I was very confused about that. So I end up getting hit by Freya twice, and that's all it takes for me to die, and I go down. All right, so as we reset and we come into the next fight, this is where Freya can be so good on maps like, say, Dorado or Circuit Royale or Eichenwald, or like maps that have like a big high ground that you have to try to see over. Now, watch how fast she can do damage here. So I use my take aim. Remember, rule number 1, you fly high. You want to fly high and try to get angles on the enemy team. So I actually have the high ground over this Sojourn. And I'm able to hit 1-2 shots, and that's all it takes. That's all it takes, and Sojourn's dead, and we're already up 1 in this fight. So as their Sigma ultimates, I want to dash into this corner as much as I can because I need to be playing this cover so that I can try to live. Really important that you always try to live enemy ultimates. All right, so once again, you want to be timing the engagements with your team. So I just heard my friendly Sigma ulted, and Sigma's walking in, which allows me to use that, follow that rule number 1, fly high. And I can just go in basically right behind them and start getting insane pressure with my clicks. Like, look at that. I'm literally on top of the enemy Alari because I'm engaging behind my Sigma. My Sigma is such a threat. Then as soon as that Sojourn ultimate gets popped, you can instantly see how quickly I get back into cover. Now, my Sigma ends up going down, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. Once again, following rule number 1, this Sojourn's line of sight is looking straight ahead, and I'm able to fly above her and still hit 1 little shot on her. Obviously, in these types of ranks and levels, you need to play cover really fast and instantly. Nice shot on Sojourn. You need to play cover really fast, but in lower ranked lobbies, if you fly high like that, they're probably not even going to look at you half the time. So as we reset for this fight, once again, I'm still constantly looking for those, following rule number 1, I'm constantly looking to try to engage whenever they're looking at my team so that I can fly up here and try to do any type of damage. Now, rule number 2, remember, I'm looking for CDs rather than kills. Just like before, I was using all my abilities, not really trying to get kills, but trying to just force CDs and kills will come after. So here, it's the same exact thing. I'm trying to look for picks or CDs or whatever here. And what I'm able to find here is a Freja, and we're able to kill her. Remember, following rule number 1, you just fly high and you engage, and then you get back out. Always engage whenever they're not looking at you. If they're ever looking at you and engage, it's not good. Same exact thing, once again, rule number 1 right here. And I'm trying to get cooldowns out of their backline. So instead of shooting my right clicks at their tank and their Sigma, I'm trying to shoot my right clicks to try to get anything out of them. Which applies so much pressure. Like right there, I'm able to get that Sojourn slide because of that. And once again, I start shooting those right clicks. I hit another one on Sojourn. Fly high. Start shooting more right clicks. I'm able to get Immortality field out. That is a huge win already for my team. Now, my tank ends up going down, which is once again really unfortunate. But we're able to get every single cooldown. So like if we just lived there, that would have been a 1 fight in about like 5 seconds from that. But instead we just have to reset. All right, so you can see me prepping. So remember, a big role of Overwatch is sometimes doing nothing is better. And right now in a moment like this, doing nothing is better. Me waiting for my tank to come back and just doing the tiniest little pokes is better than actually going in. And I'm able to get a Sojourn slide out right there, which is sick. That's amazing. That means Sojourn's out of the fight for at least a little bit. And now I'm looking to engage with my ultimate. I'm looking for something big here. There, Larry ends up using ult, which forces me to turn around and have to peel. But now I have my ult and I can go in. I go in again here. See Baptiste. Baptiste actually misses his Immor, and I'm able to get 2 picks. 2 picks from just engaging at the right moment. You just engage at the right moment when they're not looking at you, and they will get killed by your abilities. Once again, speaking of how important engagement timing is, my Anna has her Nano. And right now we're calling to Nano our Farah, actually, but I accidentally steal it. So what I see right here is I see my tank is about to push in, which means he's about to start taking fire from the enemy team, which allows me, as soon as they start shooting him, I start shooting their team, and I'm able to get the pylon, which is huge, and the Sojourn slide at the exact same time. Now, I accidentally eat the Nano, which was meant for Pharaoh, which was really unfortunate, which kind of messes up our Pharaoh's go. But doesn't really matter because I'm still able to find a kill onto this Sojourn right there. I'm able to get the slide out of Sojourn, get the kill on the pylon, kill the Sojourn, and then their Sigma uses ultimate. But remember, I'm still flying in the air because I can just fly in the air forever. I get so much damage, ult their Sigma, because their Sigma's the only person forward, which is, remember, rule number 3, greedy tanks equals a free punish. It's harder to show on this map, especially against a Sigma. Think about like against Maga and stuff. But imagine how much damage just goes into that Sigma in order to kill him there. And you're able to just completely win the fight and dominate. I'm going to pause it here. I talked a lot. I hope you guys learned something. Now, Freja is an incredibly difficult hero, right? And if you want to learn how to play her better, please consider becoming a member. If you become a member, you can get free coaching from me, and I would love to coach you, especially if you made it this far. So I appreciate you guys. See ya.